In this session, we're going to continue with our interactive tools, and we're going to take a look at the drop shadow tool. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down, and we're just going to create some text, and we're just going to call that drop shadow. And I'm going to go ahead and resize this, and we'll go ahead and make this, I'll actually change this to an Arial bold. Now we've got some cool videos on YouTube about working with drop shadow, and you can go ahead and take a look at those also. We've also got those on the AdvancedT-shirts.com website. But we just want to look at the fundamentals of working with the drop shadow. So I'm going to fill this with a white and give it a black outline. I'm going to come over here. You'd see the blend tool here normally, and come down to drop shadow. You'll see the properties bar change up here to the drop shadow properties. Left click, hold down, drag, and you can see that you can place this drop shadow in different places or directly behind your graphic. A couple of settings you want to be aware of here is drop shadow opacity. If we change that to 100%, it's going to get darker. Also, you want to be aware of shadow feathering. Left click, hold down, bring that out, and you get a bigger drop shadow. Or you can change it manually just by keying in the numbers. Back to 10, and we'll hit enter. Now, drop shadowing is something that's kind of interesting. You want to be aware of this. Is if you're going on a dark background, you want to glow. I'll go ahead and create this and right click, order, and select the back of page. Fill this with a black. I'll click on my drop shadow here and change it to a white. And you can see that it's not showing up against a dark background because it's set to multiply. But when you're working on a light background, you want it set to multiply. We'll go ahead and click on this and change this back to a black. Not this, I want my drop shadow back to a black, not my text. Right here. Now, once that's done, we'll go back to the white and we'll take a look at this because we want that multiply when we're on a light background. But when we're dealing with a black background, we want to change this to normal. And if we go ahead and fill our text with black, we'll see that our drop shadow will start to show up. We could change our feathering and make that look like there's some glow coming from out behind of that text. Now I use drop shadowing for a lot of different things, and I could take, for instance, like this white that's here in the background, and we could go ahead and just click on here and select break drop shadow group apart. Now that drop shadow, once it's broken apart, can still support colors, even spot colors. I could go with a Pantone yellow or something like that. Now I've got my text up here and I want to fill that with a white. I'm going to go ahead and fill this with a black. We'll just drag this up here, release, and power clip that inside of our text. But because we're a text, we're not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to take this text and just right click and select convert to curves. Now I'll go ahead and select my drop shadow, right click and drag that up here and select power clip inside. And then what I want to do is go ahead and change that to, say, I'll go with here, I'm going to select my power clip contents and move this over and center it. And you can see I'm creating like a shading effect in here. I can change that to like a lighter gray or say a yellow and fill my text with red, and I've got like a nice highlighting effect built into my text here, working with that drop shadow and the power clip. Hit Control Z and we'll break that apart. Very easy interactive tool to work with, and that is your drop shadow tool in CorelDRAW X6. You can go ahead and experiment with that and check out some more advanced tutorials at AdvancedT-shirts.com.